What do I think?
We're just a stone's throw from the Delaware River. We've got some water to contend with ourselves. A steady rain falling at Lincoln Financial Field. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the New England Patriots. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So this game of ours, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while, but 2 teams like this, and I remember in preseason you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
Eight yards to go on 2nd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Play action. Here's Hurts. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Nice play call. A little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. Up to make the tackle, J.C. Jackson. This defense for the Patriots, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Cannon Balaj. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled him with the inside run.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
Just like that. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Focus, defense, focus. Mike, 56.
Throwing is Hurts. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Pats are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Here's 2nd and 9. On the give, this is Harris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Throwing, Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So First interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 6. No, scratch that. Second and 7. Hurts. It's caught by Sanders. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle it for just a short gain.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Dancing to his left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after. That forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel unsettling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And this ball game, clearly the game of the year so far. It's not very often that you find 2 unbeaten teams playing each other this late in the season, but that's what we have here, 2 heavyweights in the NFL.
You're right about that, and you think about recent memories, so let's take a little ginkgo right now and go down memory lane, right? 2007, 7-0 Colts, 8-0 Patriots. The Pats won 24-20. They ended up going 16-0 in the regular season before they lost in the Super Bowl against the Giants. How about 2015? 6-0 Broncos, 6-0 Packers. Denver won 29-10. And in 2020, Steelers and Titans were both 5-0. Pittsburgh won that one.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Now Jones. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jump under pressure, and they got to him again. Well, on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a first down throw complete downfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
2nd down and 5. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Second down, back to Sanders. He's going to be stopped well behind the line of scrimmage, and that's pretty much going to wipe out their gain from first down. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The kick by Elliott is good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw. Jones. He finds his man, complete. That's Gardner.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. But I think the Patriots are going to hang on to the football. They do. They get it back.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Airing it out deep for Smith. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the 3rd quarter. 1 play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
He'll buy some time right. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
So pass interference to call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll run it here on the jet sweep. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1. For it with Harris. Finding room to the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Damian Harris, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Goddard. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They'll look to throw here. And that's complete to Sanders. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. This is taken at about the 14. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
45 to Mike. 45 to Mike. You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this? 45. 45. Mike, 45.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. Looking here for Smith downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for Philly. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Running right, here's Sanders. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
45. 45. Mike.
Now back to throw. Forced out to his left. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
From here, it would be a 45-yard field goal attempt, certainly in range, but they'll look for more yardage on 3rd down.
45. 45. 45. Mike, 45. 19. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Let's go defense. Let's go defense.
Back to throw. And connected quickly with Goddard. And they're going to stop him short of the 1st down as he's tackled at about the 21. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. So a big, big kick coming now for Jake Elliott. This for a 4th quarter lead. The kick by Elliott is good. And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And this throw incomplete.
And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He finds his man complete. That's Gardner.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They hand this off to Harris. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
To throw is Jones.
He finds his man complete. That's Gardner. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 20-yard line. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Down. It's Harris. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. The Pats are going to get there, and down he goes. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it, because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Pats, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.